Greetings and welcome back to Ship of Fools, a nautical D&D actual play podcast. My name is Hannah McLean, and I am, as always, your dungeon master on this nautical adventure. Joining me today, I have Andy Latai,
Finn Fisher,
Nolani Stevenson,
Regin Starkweather,
and Taylor Wallace.
Sorry. Malachi Kassir.
See, as we've established, you could just kind of do whatever.
I thought I was going to burp, and then I didn't, so I was just sitting there like a baby that has to be burped, and nothing happened, so I had to just say my name.
You did great.
We've all been there, I guess.
And we are back with episode 48, so let's do a little recap of the situation, and then we can dive right in. So, the party is currently trying to secure a safe spot here in the Lightless Sea to kind of act as a home base for all of these, the remnants of AAA and Malachi's moms and Baleen and just generally the party's allies that they've sort of collected around them. You got a lead on Angel Isle for a cove that everyone believes to be thoroughly haunted and therefore probably will not bother you. That is, of course, if you can deal with the things that are haunting it. You made your way out toward that cove, had a short encounter on the Lightless Sea with a ghost named Bill, but otherwise an uneventful journey.
In which Finn killed him.
That's like the opposite of what happened.
Finn spoke to him.
You killed him again. You killed him worse. Now he's gone forever.
You don't know that.
That's a huge assumption to make.
You guys managed to arrive at Soliban Cove. As you were sailing closer to it, you saw that a ship was seemingly already moored within the cove. However, as you got closer, that ship disappeared, replaced by a shipwreck poking slightly up above the waves. As you were looking at this shipwreck, all of a sudden, a group of these barnacle-encrusted, drowned zombies crawled up over the sides of your ship and engaged you in battle. You managed to kill all of them except for one, which had been hiding and taking shots at you with a crossbow.
Oh, I forgot that guy dipped.
That one, once all the other zombies were gone, ran and jumped off the edge of the ship, but not before you could see a golden medallion hanging around his neck.
He's gonna go tattle on us.
So, that's where we are now. You guys are on the deck of Matt Black, kind of the adrenaline of battle fading. You can see still the slight ripples in the water from where that one zombie dove in, and also kind of from the, like, seaweed that is now slowly receding, kind of halfway down Matt Black. Otherwise, everything around you kind of falls quiet. The shipwreck is still sort of poking up out of the bay with this sort of, honestly, very beautiful, in a kind of eerie way, black sand beach that sort of fills the inside of this crescent-shaped rock. As the zombies kind of are leaving, Alden actually kind of coughs and goes, fuck, and, like, grabs your arm, Regin, because you're right next to him, as he's sort of, like, you can see that he's, like, pressing a hand to his side where he got stabbed at one point by one of the zombies.
Oh, right.
And you can see from under where his hand is covering, the, like, black barnacles that had begun to grow from the wound are, like, continuing to grow. And there is clearly, this is, like, some sort of ongoing effect that is still affecting him.
Oh, jeez.
Hey.
Oh, fuck.
Barnacles are sea creatures. Can I talk to them?
We've had this
growing on his
discussion
wound?
so many times.
Finn, you kind of reach out with your telepathy and try to talk to the barnacles.
You stop that right now!
And you kind of pretty quickly, as you try to telepathy to them, verify that these are not actually barnacles. This is some sort of, like...
Imposters.
These are not living creatures. This is something else. So you can make a nature or medicine check if you want to kind of try and figure out what they are.
14?
14. They look almost more like that rather than actually being barnacles, this is some sort of, something else that is mimicking the appearance of barnacles. Was that nature or medicine?
Nature.
Nature, okay, yeah. So this is something else that is some sort of undead necrosis almost that is like mimicking the appearance, these like growths that are mimicking the appearance of barnacles. They are, as the seconds kind of continue to pass here, you can see that they're affecting his, he looks like weaker. I'll let you know that mechanically what's happening is that both his constitution and his charisma scores have been dropped by 3.
Whoa. Holy shit.
Wow, you're way less handsome than I thought.
Which in turn lowers his max HP, which is a little bit weird because he's an NPC and furthermore an NPC that I customized. So it's not strictly tied to con score, but I'm going to say that it lowers it to 50. And you can see that it doesn't look like it's going to keep getting worse, I think. But this effect is kind of persistent as long as these barnacles are still growing on him.
What do you mean, I think? You're God. You know everything, for sure.
Yeah, but Finn thinks. Yeah.
I'm gonna take out one of my daggers and just try and kind of pry one of them off.
Ooh.
Okay. Go ahead and make a medicine... sleight of hand. Medicine or sleight of hand?
Sleight of medicine.
I whisper to Malachi, and I'm okay with this, because I've determined that those aren't actually barnacles.
That's gonna be an 18.
In case you were wondering.
Okay with which part?
Well, you know, taking a knife to a sea creature.
I'm not taking the knife to the sea creature. I'm just kind of going up underneath it.
No, I know, because
Well,
it's not a sea creature.
Sure.
I appreciate the knife being taken to it, whether it's a sea creature or not.
Jinx, Finn, you owe me a soda.
What's a soda?
You manage to successfully kind of scrape one of these growths off. As you do, there's like a black, like, fluid that kind of, like,
Ew.
oozes out of it as it drops down to the deck.
Get rid of that thing.
Wow. Reminds me of when I went through puberty.
Okay. Let's not use the knife on Alden anymore. None of us have surgical training. But I would like to try and place my hand over it and use lay on hands to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. Are you using 5 points, like, to cure a disease?
I mean, if that'll work, yeah.
If you want to, before you expend it, you can make a medicine check.
Yes, I will do that then.
Okay.
It's going to be a 13.
A 13, okay. A 13 will kind of, along with what Regin just did and what Finn's already verified, tells you that this is mechanically a disease. It's unfamiliar to you exactly what disease, and you don't kind of know what the effects of it would be if it were to continue to be there.
Right.
But you think lay on hands could cure it.
I can fix this.
Okay.
And I put my hand over Alden's side gently and try and eliminate the barnacles.
Cool. Yeah, you expend 5 points of lay on hands, and there is a white light that sort of issues out and just kind of like burns away the barnacles. And you see these kind of drop away. His con and charisma scores go back to normal, although he is still left with 50 hit points at the end of this.
Oh, you are handsome.
Yeah, thank you.
Back off, Fisher.
Alden kind of like shakes his hands out and is like, okay, that was gross.
Yeah.
Everybody good?
I examine my hand to make sure there's no yucky black stuff on it, and I wipe it off just to be sure.
Cool.
Should we all be concerned about the fact that the one that ran away was wearing, like, some sort of eldritch medallion, and we just gonna let that go? Because I'm not bothered.
It's probably worth looking into.
Yeah, that didn't seem great. I feel like that guy's gonna go tattle on us to the main head honcho ghost, or maybe even the cursing one, but...
Oh, I telepathed to the fish that was under the ship. Hey, did you see where that one zombie wearing a gold necklace went?
I'm gonna make a perception check for the fish. Fish don't have great perception, but... Yeah, no, I rolled a 6. The fish just goes, I was eating seaweed.
Can't hold it against you.
It's really good. You want some?
Yes, but not right now.
Oh, okay. I'll hold it for you if you come down here.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
Any luck?
Huh? Oh, no, I was just talking to someone who has nothing useful to say.
Okay.
He has a name, Finn.
You don't know that. Fun fact, not all fish have names.
Oh, it was a fish.
Most do, but not all.
Oh.
What?
I see.
Also, I forget if I mentioned this already, but there's like a ton of zombies on the ground under the water of this bay. Just FYI.
What?
Maybe we should, pull into land. I don't know.
Yep. Sounds... Matt Black, you heard the man.
Okay, cool. You guys kind of steer Matt Black deeper into the bay, kind of heading for a spot on the beach. Question: are you going? So you've got this crescent-shaped island with this black sand beach. The shipwreck is kind of off toward like the left side of that. Do you want to steer Matt Black kind of like alongside the shipwreck, or do you want to steer Matt Black closer to like the other side of the bay?
Why did the lady curse the island again? Did her guy die from a shipwreck or from something else?
A mutiny.
Her guy was killed by mutineers.
Yeah. The story was that the captain was mutinied by his crew, who keel-hauled him, and he died, and then his girlfriend, who was a sea witch, cursed the crew.
Right.
Is the story.
So, should we look under the shipwreck for the captain's body?
Are we, like, trying to seek out zombies here, or avoid them?
I just want to reunite her with her dead keel-hauled love. Okay, let's do it near the beach, then.
Yeah, let's maybe steer clear of the shipwreck.
Cool. You guys start to sail kind of deeper into the bay. As you do, can all three of you give me perception checks?
Must we?
13.
You don't have to, I suppose. You could choose not to roll.
16.
Regin, take your hands off of your eyes.
12.
Malachi, you spot, as you guys are sailing, that it was kind of a smart idea to go on this side of the bay because there are what look like some rocks. It's more rocky under this kind of dark glassy water off in the left half of the bay, but in the half that you guys are sailing into seems pretty clear and pretty safe. You're able to bring Matt Black right up to the beach, you know, as close as a ship can normally get to a beach, to where the water kind of starts to get shallow enough that you need to either take a rowboat or just hop out.
I vote rowboat.
Okay.
Hop out, like, into the water or right onto the sand?
Hop out. You would have to hop out into the water because Matt Black, you can't get her all the way. You would have to hop out and swim a bit.
Okay, then yeah, rowboat.
You guys get in a rowboat and start to move toward the beach. As you get into the rowboat, can I get another round of perception checks?
Yeah. Can I also just do a general divine sense ping for undead?
11.
Oh, for sure.
I think you might find some.
I think you might.
I think I might as well. I get to know the exact location, though.
17.
That was a 16 again.
Okay. And Taylor, what's the range on Divine Sense?
60 feet.
Okay, cool. So you guys climb down into the rowboat and start moving toward the beach. As you do, Malachi, you do Divine Sense. Both Malachi and Regin can spot shapes under the water. You can see that on the bottom of this bay, it's not super deep. It's especially kind of, you've gotten Matt Black as far as you can get her without, like, running up on the sand. And so it's not terribly deep. And so maybe, like, 30 feet down from the surface of the water, you see these shapes as if there were people just standing underwater. And Malachi, all of them ping to you as undead. You see that basically there are, like...
There's bitches down there.
A good couple, and we're not talking like hundreds and hundreds, but a good couple dozen undead are just standing. They're not moving at all. They're not coming toward you. They're not going anywhere else. They are just sort of standing on the seafloor. And you can see 60 feet doesn't get you all the way to the shipwreck, but you can see that, like, more of them seem to be over by the shipwreck. That's where the greater concentration of undead is.
Yep, a lot of zombies over there.
That's too bad.
But all of them appear to be underwater. You don't get pings of anything on, at least on the portion of the beach that you can reach.
Yeah, they are all underwater as far as I can tell. Look at them, they're just standing down there. What are they doing?
I don't know. It's kind of fun to just stand underwater.
Waiting for orders?
When we get to the shore, I solstice Matt Black.
Cool. You solstice Matt Black and put it in your pocket. You do see Finn also. You kind of don't see the bodies on the bottom of the water because you're busy being distracted by a fish that, like, swims up next to the boat with, like, a little piece of seaweed in its mouth.
I'll be back, don't worry.
It kind of looks at you sadly as you go up to the beach.
That'll be my reward for a job well done.
Hey, Hannah.
Yeah?
When Finn's solstice is met black, do we see any zombies pop off of it in the distance as it shrinks?
No, but that would be really funny. Actually, I guess the dead zombies that were on Matt Black probably fall off. I don't know where else they'd go. So yeah.
Loosh.
Little splashes in the water. Delightful. You guys bring the rowboat up on the shore, hop out. I imagine being somewhat careful to not, to be in the water as little as possible seems to be the vibe.
As much as it pains me.
Maybe Finn could destroy the water around our feet as we walk up to shore.
Wow.
Moses.
Yeah, you could certainly use, shape water to sort of move it out of the way a bit.
Yeah, I don't do it for me, but for the others, I use shape water and just make it so where their feet fall is dry.
Cool.
Wow.
You manage to pull the rowboat up on the shore, and pretty shortly the 5 of you are standing on this beach, sort of looking around. There's nothing immediately of note here.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic and see if there's anything interesting.
Yeah, what's the detect magic is 30 feet?
30 feet, yeah.
I would say that you just sort of pick up on, general necromancy around, in
general
a, not in a way
sir.
that feels, exactly, general necromancy. It doesn't feel like a particular spell, it does, you don't, note, a magic item or a magic creature or anything like that, but you do just, there has been necromancy happening here.
Guys, you're not gonna believe this, but I think there's undead around.
Necromancy implies that someone's creating them?
Well, I guess that's a great question. I guess that's sort of a world question.
Yeah.
Is all magic done by willing beings, or does magic just happen sometimes?
I think that would actually call for each of you can make either Arcana or History checks.
I feel like magic just happens. That's how I happened. Aha! I got a nat 20.
I got a 10.
Wow.
10. Wow!
Cool. So what this is then, Regin, is stories about the way the Lightless Sea works. And so, Regin, you've been around these parts enough, and you've talked to enough sailors who have been around these parts enough, that you know that the Lightless Sea itself is the haunted sea. There are just ghosts and undead, that, are just around. It's this is sort of where the souls that don't have anywhere else to go wash up. However, you also know that a necromantic effect that Detect Magic can pick up on does imply that this particular haunting is being caused by something. Something or someone has done something that is making there be zombies here, and that it could be reversed or stopped. Whereas, something like maybe the encounter with Bill is just sort of, that's the way the Lightless Sea is. You probably wouldn't have gotten necromancy from that.
These are not naturally occurring zombies.
Yeah. I feel like if they were naturally occurring, they wouldn't just be standing in rows on the ocean floor awaiting orders.
Oh, well, I guess Malachi is the expert on what zombies like to do in their spare time now.
No, but I know soldiers waiting for instructions when I see them.
And I know people who are having a good soak.
And I will always love you.
Wow.
Oh, thanks, Regin.
Do you guys want to look around the beach more, or go in the water? What's the plan of action?
I mean, I think first off, we should probably check out the beach and make sure that this is some place that we can make habitable.
Yeah.
I want to look for a cave.
Okay.
Yeah, around examining the surroundings and looking for places that we would potentially be able to house people.
Yeah, where we can set up camp.
Is the island climbable at all?
Yeah, all 3 of you give me investigation checks, and I'll have Nell and Alden make this one too.
Can I have advantage for caves?
No.
Ooh, strong showing with a 3 for Regin.
17.
Got a 12.
Okay, and then Alden got a 19, and Nell got
Wow.
a 6. So you guys look around
That's my smart boy.
Oh god, I accidentally transferred all my cave finding power to Alden when I healed his barnacles.
You do find, so to your question, Nani, the island is climbable. These rocks are pretty, they're like threatening looking, but honestly a lot of those like jagged parts of them, allow for, like good handholds and stuff. There are also, I think I said in my description, like a few kind of scraggly trees here.
Nice.
Which is generally a good sign about the habitableness of the island, even if they don't look like trees that produce food or anything like that. In general, the shape of the island would pretty well protect this cove from the elements. Although the Lightless Sea is not known for its storms, sometimes you'll get one every once in a while because it is still the sea. And it's generally well sheltered from that, and additionally would be pretty defensible if needed, because, you know, that you'd be able to defend the mouth of the bay.
We can make them our zombie soldiers.
Wow. You also kind of see that there is actually a couple of caves kind of at the back of the beach. There's like a somewhat shallow one and then one that goes kind of a little bit deeper, which do not appear to have creatures living in them. You kind of quickly verify there's no like animal footprints or anything on the beach itself. Finn, though, you notice, as you start getting to the part of the beach that's closer to the shipwreck, you see a set of footprints that go kind of from the water's edge, like up to, like close to where the rock starts to rise up, like at the edge of the sand, and just kind of stop there, and there is like a single rock that is like set in a, what strikes you as a very deliberate way. Kind of where the footprints end.
Can I move the rock?
You move the rock. There's nothing immediately visible under it. There's just sand, although it does look like the sand is maybe more, it's not quite as smooth as all the rest of the sand.
I push on the sand with my mage hand.
You push on the sand. You kind of start to dig a little bit of the sand. It does feel looser than some of the other sand. You also, Finn, as you start to do that, feel like a chill at the back of your spine and feel like all the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
Hey, how much do you guys know about sand?
I hate it.
It's coarse and irritating. It gets everywhere.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's hot, fresh, new material, guys. Get over here, I need some help.
You all collect over there.
I guess I don't need some help. It's more accurate to say I found something interesting.
I make my way very efficiently across the black sand to Finn.
I ignore Finn because Finn was rude about my Anakin Skywalker impression.
You stare broodingly out over the ocean.
Your words, not mine.
See, look, there's footprints leading here, and then they just stop.
Are they like humanoid footprints, did you say?
Mm-hmm. Look like a person walking. Actually, it looks like bear footprints.
Whoa, what?
Oh.
Sorry. Bear, B-A-R-E, none.
Oh.
I got so excited.
Sorry.
Is the rock set up in a spot where it'd be a convenient, like, first step to climbing up the rest of the rocks?
No.
Okay.
It looks like it was put here to mark something.
What do you think? Secret tunnel?
What's the size and, like, delicacy of these bear footprints?
Oh, have you joined us, Regin?
No!
For a question like that, you can give me an investigation check.
While he does that, I whisper to Malachi, I didn't even say the impression was bad. I'm just saying, like, it's been done.
10.
Wait, that was an impression?
They look relatively small as far as humanoid footprints go, although not like halfling or dwarf sized.
Girl feet.
I was just saying shit.
Yeah, girls can be zombies.
Diversity win.
Finn looks at the camera. It's 2022 after all.
So they're just average size humanoid footprints?
No, they're small humanoid footprints. Not like capital S size small, but like they're petite.
But little feet?
Yeah.
Like girl feet.
Maybe it's just a kid.
No.
Hey,
Girl feet.
girls can have big feet, Regin.
Girls can do whatever they want.
It's 2022.
It's 2022.
Is detect magic giving me anything?
No.
I can divine sense again.
Yeah, you do divine sense again. This time you pick up on the undead that are behind you under the water. You do not actually get any undead on the beach or by these footprints.
So nothing desecrated in the 60 feet of us?
Yeah, no, this is not desecrated ground. The undead would be stronger if it was. But no.
Wasn't sure if they desecrated this rock, but it appears they left it unharmed.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness is right.
I know how important that is to you, Malachi.
I pat the rock.
I just sort of look around. I'm like, hello? Anyone here?
So, Finn, you picked this up and moved it?
Oh, yeah, before it was right there where the sand is different.
I'm gonna put my hand on that sand.
If you just put your hand on the sand, nothing happens.
I'm gonna reach into the sand.
As you kind of start to be digging, you feel the same kind of like chill down your spine, and you kind of feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
I think I'm going to protection from evil and good myself as I continue digging.
Cool.
Malachi puts on a scarf.
I say stand back, and I cast protection from evil and good on myself, and I keep digging.
Okay. Finn and Regin, do you guys stand back?
No.
Yeah, I stand back a little.
Okay. Nell and Alden kind of both look at each other and back up.
I make a sand castle with all of the sand that Malachi's tossing over his shoulder.
Wow.
Malachi can make really quick work of it.
I wasn't super close anyways, so.
Cool.
Basically just like so far that like if something like opens up, you guys don't fall in.
Yeah. You start to dig, and you cast this spell. You feel, as you're digging, the sort of feeling of kind of something, it feels like something's watching you, which 4 of your friends are watching you, but like it feels like something else is watching you.
me.
And you feel this otherworldly chill. As you kind of keep digging, you hear this sort of like low wail, and only Malachi hears it. The others of you don't hear anything, but you hear this low wail. All of you feel the cold wind that kind of like comes through. And I would be asking for a wisdom saving throw from you, Malachi, but protection from evil and good makes you immune to this effect anyway. You are able to keep digging, and you, after honestly like not that deep, you're just digging with your hands?
Stop wailing. I keep digging.
Okay. Your hand hits flesh. You pull back quickly and sort of more carefully uncover the face of a body. Looks kind of partially decomposed. Also looks like this man, looks like he was, probably human, but it's a little bit hard to tell because, again, the flesh is partially decomposed and also somewhat waterlogged and looks like it was pretty, like, scraped up before this man died. So it's almost hard to recognize if you could recognize him. But
I know what keel hauling looks like.
The body is frankly better preserved than you would necessarily expect. Things like out where there's so much sea and water and animals tend to decompose pretty quickly around here. But the body looks more preserved than you'd maybe anticipate. And yep, there's a body there.
Okay, Finn, so I think you disturbed the gravestone, and I have just dug up the grave.
Whoops!
So let's not do that again, probably.
I go over and look down. I'm like, oh, yeah, gross.
Hey, be nice. The guy's dead, okay?
I go over and look down too. Honestly, all things considered, could be a lot worse. Hi, sir.
Yeah, frankly, this is a little, I feel like he shouldn't even have flesh anymore.
You're right.
Yeah, sorry to bother you, bud.
In fact, I suspect there might be some sort of necromancy at play on this island.
Well, do you detect any necromancy, Finn?
Do you want to necromance me?
Yeah, does this body give me anything in particular?
Yeah, I would say the body gives you more. You can feel more of the necromancy over here.
Yup.
should we, dispel magic on him? I don't want it to, make him rot. I don't know what to do about this, really.
Where's the lady? Where's the,
Malachi's gonna raise his voice. We're sorry, we absolutely didn't know this was a grave.
Regin, as you say, "Where's the lady?" and Malachi, as you start to shout, you guys both kind of, look up from the grave, and you see, standing on the rocks above you is the figure of a woman, very kind of shrouded in mist, wearing this long gray dress that is sort of blowing in this non-existent wind. Long hair also blowing in the non-existent wind, just looking down at you, scowling down at you, but not making any kind of aggressive motion in this moment, just glaring at you.
Hi.
Hello, ma'am.
I call up, is there anything we can do for him or you that would make his rest easier?
She disappears. But in the moment before she disappears, you guys all notice, and I think Finn specifically, you're the one with the passive perception to notice this, that she has on a gold necklace that looks very similar to the one that you saw the zombie who escaped wearing.
I guess that's the style around here. Okay.
Oh my god, what if she's the scuttler?
Yeah, she had a necklace just like the scuttler was wearing, for what that's worth.
It's very interesting.
Hard to read what she wanted there.
Uh,
How far away was she? Could we go check out the spot where she was standing?
You'd have to climb the cliffs and kind of get up to where she was standing.
Who wants to climb a cliff?
Despite her being disappeared, I'm going to crawl out. Is that a no?
You call this out. Frankly, make me a persuasion check.
Yeah, it's gonna be 12.
With a 12, you sort of feel the wind pick up a little bit, and then you guys all kind of clock movement in the corner of your eye, and your head snaps toward the shipwreck, and you see the same figure of the woman. Basically, she looks like she's just standing, except she's standing in midair, kind of directly over the shipwreck. And she sort of points to all of you, and then points down at the ship. And
I point back at her.
Looks very angry. You point back at her, Finn. Go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw.
8.
With aura gets you to a 12, but you still feel this kind of blast of cold air slam into you and basically slam you back against the rock.
She doesn't like being pointed at.
It's rude.
Did she look angry at us or angry in general?
She looks more angry in general, but you feel like you're being given an order.
Is that you want us to get rid of the zombies, or you want us to become zombies?
Oh, I thought she just wanted us to go over there.
Oh, I thought she was saying get on ship, or...
I think it's a summons.
Yeah, there are zombies over there.
Well, let's just stay on the sand and walk over.
Okay. I sort of cover up the guy mostly except for his face, just in case she wants us to do something nice for him, put him in a real grave.
Okay.
And as we walk over, I'm constantly staring at her, waiting for some sign of displeasure.
You guys
maybe don't point again.
start to walk toward her. You can't. The shipwreck is out. You have to go in the water in order to get to the shipwreck, essentially, or you could take your boat over to it, I guess. She just kind of continues to hover over the shipwreck. At this point, she frankly looks a little bit annoyed, as if you guys aren't picking up what she's putting down quickly enough.
Do you want him on the ship?
Or us on the ship, right?
Well, we're coming over there.
Okay.
She just kind of continues to hover over the shipwreck. As you get up to the water's edge, I will let you make insight checks.
Okay.
Nat 20!
Hey!
23.
10.
8.
Okay. You, Finn, as you kind of get to the edge of the water, see that she is, as you kind of get closer to her, for one thing, she looks pretty incorporeal, which maybe you could gather from the whole disappearing and standing in midair thing. But I think you get the sense that her ability to, like, affect the world around her is pretty limited. You didn't even take damage from her slamming you into the wall. She's generally kind of like, I think you can tell that she's not super able to affect things. She also looks like you can see that her hand that isn't pointing is, like, holding on to her necklace now. And there's, like, a hint of... You can see that she's very angry, like, angry most of all, but there's also, like, a little bit of desperation there. And she definitely is, like, really wants you guys to go down to the shipwreck, is what she's trying to tell you to do.
Ah, wow, it's all so clear. I don't know why you guys don't get it. She wants us to go in the shipwreck. She needs our help, probably with some unfinished business, if I had to guess.
I wonder if, hey, can we see your necklace? Just so we know what we're looking for?
Malachi, that's a very personal question.
I think the scuttler's wearing her boyfriend's necklace.
Oh!
She kind of, like...
Okay. I get it now.
Puts her hand behind the necklace. You do see that it is... Ooh, she's still pretty far away from you. Perception checks, I think, to be able to see it more clearly.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
9.
Nat 20, that comes to a 23.
Malachi's dark vision doesn't work very well on the lightless sea.
Yeah. You kind of are squinting your eyes past the goggles and can't really see. But Finn and Regin can both see that there is, like, a design on it that isn't familiar to you. It's this sort of, like, a rune of some sort. You both have kind of high enough perception to tell that it is some sort of arcane-looking symbol. And... it also looks like it potentially, Regin, I think you especially can see that it looks like it might open, like it's a locket.
Oh, it's like a mollusk.
Ah, I know about those.
Yeah, you love those, don't you?
Alright, so here's what I'm picking up. She needs our help. We gotta go down into that shipwreck, do something, maybe reclaim a necklace.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
That seems plausible.
Because I don't know where else a zombie gets a piece of gold like that.
Let's go kick some ass.
Okay, we're gonna go down there and, get the necklace? Is that right? Is there anything else we're supposed to grab down there?
She disappears.
Okay.
Wow.
That's what I thought.
I will also say, just for picturing the scene, the shipwreck is like, it is more than just the tip of it that is sticking up out of the water. Like, there is, like, a good portion of this ship that is above water. It's kind of maybe like half above water, half submerged. It seems like it ran up on these rocks. So the whole thing is not underwater, but in order to get to it, you're either going to have to kind of, like, you can take your rowboat and sort of, like, push it up close to the ship and then try and climb onto the ship, or you can just swim.
Alright, so I'm down to swim, but are you guys gonna be babies and use the boat?
I think we'll use the boat, probably, yeah.
I'd rather take the boat, because if something tries to jump me from underwater...
Yeah, I
don't want that.
I don't think that swimming in the undead-infested water is a sign of being babies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, Finn, well, don't get grabbed down there.
Yeah, I'd hate for them to pull me down and drown me. Oh, wait.
I mean, they can still harm you, even if you're not drowning.
Ah, but at least I'll die submerged in the brine.
Finn, these guys absolutely don't worship your dad. Just putting that out there.
That's a huge assumption that you're making.
They probably think he's cringe and fail.
Hey, let's not insult anyone's dad here.
I turn around and don't say another word to Regin.
I would like to, before we head over to the undead-infested ship, slap some healing on you guys. I think I'm just gonna bump you guys up just a little bit. Regin, I'd like to get you to 50 and Finn to 44?
Nice.
Alright.
Cool. So the four of you get in a boat, and then Finn, are you gonna swim?
Yeah, I'm swimming, but I'm behind it with my hands on the boat and, like, pushing it forward, like I'm the motor.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's like Dash in The Incredibles.
Question for you then, Finn. Are you trying to, like, be stealthy and avoid drawing the attention of the undead at all, or are you just kind of going for it? And how fast are you prioritizing speed?
I'm not really prioritizing speed. I'm not making that much of an effort to be stealthy, because, like, we did just sail here in a ship and then wade through the water. Like, they know we're here.
Cool.
So
He's doing the frog kick so that his legs don't break the water.
sure.
Dolphin swimming.
So you don't splash around, like, when the sharks will notice you.
Cool.
As I'm doing this, I am, like, looking down below me to see if anything's about to lunge at me.
It's like Where Finn's kickboard.
Yeah.
Okay. For one thing, you do kind of, as you get in the water, Finn, again, you sort of, like, are ready to see movement, and you immediately, like, see something swimming toward you and have a moment of panic before it's that fish again, still with a piece of seaweed in his mouth, who kind of, like, comes right up.
I open my mouth to accept it.
The fish puts seaweed in your mouth. It's cool. You eat it and drink some salt water, too.
It's like a mother bird and her baby.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It's good, right?
Oh, yeah.
The seaweed here, it's kind of an acquired taste because it tastes a little bit like death, so some people don't like it, but I think it's the best seaweed around.
Yeah, and it tried to kill me when I got here.
Whoa, no way. Never does that to me.
Ah.
Maybe it didn't like your vibes.
The life of a fish is charmed.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Fish swims away.
That guy owns.
The zombies do not immediately move to attack you. They just kind of continue to be standing here. You see no sign of the one with the medallion. You push the boat, Finn, up next to the shipwreck. So, if you guys want to get out of the boat and onto the shipwreck without going in the water, I'll need athletics checks. Finn, give me a perception check, I think.
Dirty 20.
Cool. So under the water, you can see that there's, like, a big hole kind of at the bottom. The ship is definitely, like, it ran aground on these rocks that are under here. There's, like, a big hole at the bottom of the ship that you could kind of swim into and get in that way. Otherwise, there's a more visible kind of, like, the top deck of the front of the ship, which is sticking up. You could also kind of, like, climb onto that and try and find your way down into the ship from there. You see that there's more of this seaweed, Finn, is the other thing you notice, kind of wrapped around the boat down here. But it's not moving or anything. It's just there.
Can I, like, swim over and just poke my head through that hole to see if there's, like, a horde of zombies waiting there?
Yeah. You swim down, poke your head through the hole, and immediately there is, like, an undead face, like, inches from yours.
I swim away!
You swim away. And this thing does actually lunge at you as you swim away. A 15 doesn't hit, right?
No.
Okay. So you manage to just barely avoid this thing trying to grab you, as you kind of, like, swim back up and your head breaks the surface.
You'll never guess, guys. There's zombies in there.
Oh, joy.
I'm going to make the athletics check to get up onto the ship without touching the water, which I rolled when you originally said that, and I rolled a 24.
Nice.
I also rolled that when you originally said it, and I rolled a nat 20 that comes to a 26.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow, lots of nat 20s.
2.
I'm going to climb up with them, because I don't want to go off by myself.
Wonderful.
Do I need to make the athletics check if I don't care about going in the water?
No. You're fine. And you guys see Alden manages to pull himself up onto the ship. Nell, like, slips slightly and their foot goes in the water, but nothing happens from that. They're able to scramble up out of the water back onto the ship, and all 5 of you are sort of standing, although the whole thing is, like, listing. Like, it's not really easy to stand. You're having to, like, hold on to the railing and kind of barely keep your footing here. You can see that the ship, like, now that you're on the deck, you can see that it sort of slants down to where it meets the water, and there is another hole. Actually, it's not even a hole. It's just, like, the stairs that one would normally take to get down to the next layer of the ship, or, like, the hatch, is open, and you can kind of see into what looks like a partially flooded kind of center of the ship.
Alright, so I think it's good that we have the high ground, because we're up here, and if they're trying to come for us, they're going to be down there, and we just hit them.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, but so far nothing's really been coming for us.
And let's keep it that way.
What if I just fire some Eldritch Blasts down there to rile them up?
Hey, one of you has a thing that you could do where there's, like, an object and you can locate it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, can I could I locate object on the medallion? Would I know it well enough to do that?
Yeah, totally. It's just like an object you're familiar with, right?
Yeah, and I think it's 1,000 feet.
This will, I believe, break concentration on protection from evil and good.
That's okay. Well, if I'm charmed, frightened, or possessed, you guys will have to take care of it. Yeah, I'm gonna locate object.
Okay. You cast locate object looking for that necklace. You immediately get a ping from basically like right below you guys' feet.
I can tell how far and where, right?
Yeah, so frankly, closer than you expected it to be. It's like right on the other side of this deck.
I punched through the deck.
I was gonna say that.
I mean, if you guys want to just start taking attacks on the deck, feel free. It does seem like it is like, and not moving, stationary, just kind of like right, like maybe 5 feet beneath your feet.
I don't think Mr. Big Sexy Rock Paladin and Mr. Big Sexy Dragon Barbarian should have to roll to make attacks on a decrepit piece of wood. I feel like we should just be allowed to punch straight through it.
You don't have to make attack rolls. You do have to roll damage to see if you're able to just smash through it in one hit.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll do damage.
So if you guys both want to just start swinging down.
Element of surprise.
Okay, cool.
My first hit is going to be 10 damage.
Okay.
What are we rolling for damage?
Just what you would normally do with your hammer.
Oh, nice.
Hacking through with my great axe.
And Alden will, seeing you guys do this, will also go ahead and be like, oh, okay, this is the move now? Sure.
It's gonna be 12.
Surely this is enough damage to some rotting old wood.
Okay. Yeah, he deals an additional 11 damage. Between the three of you, that's over 30 damage, so you guys smash through the wood, and smash through all the wood. The ship has been sitting out in the elements, despite the magic kind of preserving it. The boards very quickly give way beneath your feet, and all 5 of you drop down into the room below. Which, as you see, you drop down into this half-flooded chamber, which must normally be very dark, but now there's this kind of like, I mean, it's still pretty dark because it's the lightless sea, but there's like
But we
more
can see
light,
down here.
dim light kind of filtering through this hole that you guys have just made as you crash through and land in this water, colliding with...
I hope this wasn't a heritage site or anything.
Colliding with, you see the zombie that you guys remember fighting on the deck above. Looks like he was kind of hiding amongst... you're basically falling down on top of a bunch of like barrels and boxes in the cargo hold. It seems like he was kind of hiding amongst them, but you have now crashed down directly on top of him.
I would like to grab his neck.
Mind if we drop in?
And there's this moment where everyone's kind of like trying to get their feet under them. You see that this zombie is starting to pull back away from you. And you also see that in the middle of the room, there are more of these zombies that are sort of rising to their feet and starting to kind of stumble toward you. And additionally, rising up out of the brackish water at the middle of this flooded cargo hold is what looks at first like a very large zombie, but you pretty quickly realize is like an amalgamation of several zombies that are just sort of like stacked on top of each other, moving as one creature, a jumble of kind of too many limbs, and like these 3 or 4 heads sticking up, as they sort of reach out with a hand toward you. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Man!
What did you expect?
I don't know.
Dirty 20 initiative.
Okay.
14.
Andy, is Nurgle around?
Oh, I think Nurgle's still up on the deck, but he's
Okay.
around.
Roll initiative for him then, if he can get involved.
14.
15.
Reagan, your dex is higher than Nurgle's dex, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, top of the round, in typical rogue fashion, Nell gets to go first. They're going to go ahead and just attack this assassin, or attack the guy with the necklace, the sneaky guy.
Oh no.
You sound really encouraging.
Go now.
Hey, the first attack did not hit, but the second one did, which is probably because you started cheering more enthusiastically. So, they do get sneak attack. Let me get all my dice together. Okay, Total of 17 damage, actually, as they stab into this zombie with their short sword. And then will stay where they are and bonus action help Malachi. Yeah, cool. Next up is the guy with the necklace. He will sort of scramble to his feet. Now that you guys are sort of down here and up in the face of this zombie, as opposed to just kind of catching glimpses of him as he was hiding and shooting at you, you see that this one moves quicker than the other zombies and also has a more, like, I guess, more, like, intelligence to him, almost.
Yeah.
He also is wearing, I think, Regin, you would be able to just kind of, like, tell this. From his clothes, you can tell that this is probably the first mate.
This bastard.
Or was the first mate, rather.
Until he mutinied.
And we'll just go ahead and make 2 dagger attacks on Nell, because they just attacked him. That is... Ooh, 1 miss, 1 hit, actually. The hit does... Total of 12 damage, 6 of which is poison, and Nell needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Oh boy. Natural 3. So only even with aura, only comes to a 9. So you see these barnacle-like growths starting to grow from their shoulder where they just got stabbed by this zombie. The zombie will then... Yeah, it will. It really wants to hide, and it still has a decent amount of hit points, so it will just take opportunity attacks from...
You said it was right below my feet.
I know. It's definitely you, and I think probably also Regin. I'm trying to figure out if it's all of you. I think I'm going to say just Malachi and Regin are the ones who are, at this point where combat begins, within 5 feet of this guy. So both of you can get an opportunity attack as he tries to get away.
23 to hit.
Hits.
And 12 damage again.
I'm not gonna hit.
He's got a low armor class. What is it?
11?
Yeah, no, that doesn't. Cool. He takes a hammer to the back of his shoulder as he dodges under the great axe, and is going to kind of scamper to the other side of the cargo hold and attempt to hide. Rolls well enough to be hidden from everybody's passive perception, but Malachi, you are still concentrating on locate object. So despite the fact that he is hidden, you know exactly what square he's in, and can sort of point that out to everybody else. Finn, that is your turn. So let me lay of the land for you. There is this zombie with the necklace, the first mate, is hiding behind some boxes, so you can't actually see him. You don't have line of sight, and he is considered hidden from you, so stuff will have disadvantage on him. But you do know where he is.
I do point out exactly where I know it to be.
Yeah. There is also this amalgamation in the middle of the room, and the water is starting to sort of like swirl around this thing as it is kind of like leering toward you guys. There are also 6 other zombies throughout this room that are starting to stand up and lurch toward you. 4 of them look similar to the, like, strong guys that you fought up on the ship. And then there's 2 more of them where you see they have no weapons in hand, but they have, like, their fists up and they look like brawlers. And these guys look even stronger than the strong ones from upstairs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are we, like, in the middle of the room and zombies are on every side? Or is it like we and the assassin are on one side of the room and the other zombies are all on the other?
All of the zombies at this point are on the other, because you guys sort of crashed through at, like, the north end of the cargo hold where the assassin was, and the assassin is now scampered over to basically take cover amidst the other zombies, who are all kind of on the south side of the room.
All right, so in that case, we fall into the room. Finn is like, ow, wow, I really should have stood further away while you guys were breaking through the deck, huh?
Should have taken the stairs.
And it's just the craziest thing, like, something about the way Finn landed, it's like some little piece of something, like, jabbed into his midsection. And in fact, it hit like an organ or something that he didn't even know he had until he felt it get hurt by this. And he's like, ooh, ow, ooh, oh, something's bubbling up. And he turns to all of the other zombies and suddenly squid ink just spews out of his throat.
Awful.
As I am casting grease on the floor between us and all the other zombies.
Cool.
Finn!
I thought you were house trained.
I didn't know I could do that!
What did we say about puking at the party?
It's not puke!
Okay. Cool. All of so it's a 10-foot square. So I think the amalgamation, and I'm gonna say, like, both of the stronger guys and 2 of the blades, are going to make this dex saving throw. So, what's your DC? 16?
Yeah.
Okay, the amalgamation passes. The stronger guys, the brawlers, one of them crits, the other one fails. So that one you see slips and falls.
Ah.
And then the blades, one gets a nat 1, the other gets a 11. Yeah, those guys both fail too. So one of the brawlers and 2 of the blades are now flat on their backs, as this slippery ink kind of permeates the water and turns it into this kind of like slippery mess of oil.
Ew.
And what was already a really gross fight gets even grosser.
Interesting. Guys, don't step in that, maybe.
I kind of have to fight it.
No, just let it keep falling down over there. And then as I get my wits back about me, I summon my tentacle right over where Malachi said that the hiding zombie is,
Nice.
and I try to smack it.
Go ahead and do that with disadvantage.
Nat 1.
Yeah, that'll miss. The tentacles flailing around over there.
Oh, so I got some ink in my eyes. I can't see anything.
Do you want to move at all, or are you going to stay where you're at?
I'll stay where I'm at. I don't want to be, like, the closest person to the encroaching zombies. I want to be in sort of middle of the pack.
Okay.
But I'm not, like, going anywhere, staying with the group.
Cool. The amalgamation goes now, and it sort of looks down at this ink on the ground in front of it,
And starts slurping.
and sort of takes a couple of lumbering steps forward. It will go ahead and exit the grease zone as it lumbers toward you guys, and ends up putting itself in melee with whoever's kind of at the front of the pack, probably Malachi and Regin. And then as it sort of is, like, leering down at you guys, it looks past them to Finn, and you see this, like, all 4 of the mouths grin at once, and then all 4 of the mouths open, and outpours this discharge of black ink. I need everybody to make me a Constitution saving throw.
What is with the discharge?
Okay, not everything needs to have an answer.
I didn't want to find common ground like this.
15.
Nat 20.
11.
Okay. Malachi, Nell, and Alden all fail. Finn and Regin pass. Oh my god.
Oh, great. Cannot.
So, on a very good damage roll, so don't panic, but Malachi, Nell, and Alden each take 40 necrotic damage. The 2 of you take 20 necrotic damage.
Oh my god.
Does this count as a spell effect?
No. This is just a thing it can do. So you guys take that necrotic damage. Additionally, Malachi, you feel this ink kind of, like, coat itself over your eyes, and you can feel the barnacles, or the imitation barnacles, starting to grow around your skin. You are blinded until the end of your next turn, and you have contracted the barnacle disease.
Jesus.
You got barnacleitis.
Oh god.
So now me, Nell, and Alden all have this disease and we're blinded?
Yes, although Nell already had it, and you can't get it twice. So yeah, both of them are distinctly looking pretty fucked up, and these barnacles are all kind of growing, and the amalgamation just sort of grins down at you.
Hannah, does that mean that we have decreased scores or not?
Not at this point.
Okay.
You'll remember that it took a couple rounds to kick in, essentially, for Alden. Okay? But that is the end of this creature's turn. It spews that ink, and then it just stands there looking down at you. Malachi, that is you. So at the top of your turn, I need you to roll a d4 for me.
I also have to roll my concentration save.
Yes, you do.
I rolled a 3 on the d4.
Okay.
Christ, I don't even remember how concentration saves work.
It's just a Constitution save. The DC is 10 or half the damage taken, so you took 40 damage, so you're DC 20 con save.
All right.
You got this.
Not the way I'm rolling, I don't. Okay, I got this.
Hey!
With my aura, I got this.
Okay, cool. So you despite feeling this this sucker punch of energy that is just draining the very life from you, you manage to hold on to your spell. You still know where the medallion is, and by extension where the first mate is. It is now your turn. You are blinded, but the effects of the disease have not set in yet.
And I know where the guy is.
And you know where the guy is, although you do have this amalgamation right in your face staring down at you.
Okay, well, I can't see him, so...
Well, that's true. You make a great point.
Out of sight, out of mind.
How far away is the guy?
The guy went clear to the other side of the hold, so he is 25 feet from you.
Damn it.
This hold is only 30 feet long, so, like...
Oh, I guess I would have to see anyways.
So basically, he's like 30 feet from Finn and Nell, who are kind of at the back, and then 25 feet from your melee guys who took up the front line. And then all the other zombies are kind of scattered somewhere in between that. And Grease is still active, and if you go through it, you also have to deal with it.
What does Grease do? Just knocks you down if you fail?
Yeah.
Okay. Do opportunity attacks require being able to see?
Opportunity attacks do require being able to see. But I think I said it out loud, so I don't mind saying it again. You're only blinded till the end of your turn.
Oh, okay. I feel like I should heal now, but...
Huh. Hey, great news about Nell. Is a rogue, has uncanny dodge, which I will go ahead and apply, because that's just on me for forgetting that. So they actually only take the 20 from that, so they're still fine. They're at like 37. Alden is at 10.
Bestie, no.
Okay, well... Alden's a useful guy. Is he within touch range of me?
He is. I think the three of you are all kind of grouped up at the front of this group. And I will just say, for your kind of mechanical estimations, essentially the blue rot is what the disease is called, takes 1d4 rounds before the effects of it start happening.
So that's what my 3 is?
That's what your 3 was. And you've already seen some of the effects of it, that it seems to lower constitution and charisma. At least that's the kind of first stage of the disease, and is what the immediate danger is. So the danger is max HP dropping, and then for the 3 of you, spell save stuff getting affected because you're charisma casters.
Yeah.
But from what you observed when Alden had it before, he wasn't taking damage from it.
In that case, he's gonna have to deal with 10 HP for a little bit longer.
He's perfectly fine with that.
First thing I'm going to do is use my bonus action to expend my Channel Divinity and get a spell slot back.
Oh, nice.
And I am then... Fuck! I need to be able to see for that. I'm gonna end the poison on myself just so that I can stay up.
Okay. So you spend 5 points of lay on hands, cure yourself of the blue rot.
For now.
And you, at the end of your turn, feel the blindness go away.
I look up at the giant thing in front of me.
It keeps grinning down at you. The flesh is kind of like dripping off it, along with the kind of like water that is still sort of like surging off of it.
You look really disgusting.
That is the Blades' turns. So 2 of them are prone, and one of them is actually far enough back that he can't reach anyone after he stands up. So instead, he's going to stand up and like back up out of the grease and hold an attack. Basically, just kind of like standing at the back of the room, standing by where you guys know the first mate is, and holding an attack. The other one can stand up and get into melee with you guys, so it'll do that, and so will the other 2. So there's 3 of them that are just kind of going to charge toward you guys. One of them will attack Alden, one will attack Regin, and one will attack Malachi. Wow. Cool. Great news for Alden. Both of those miss.
Nice.
On Regin, 16 hit?
Yes, that is my AC.
Okay. So 1 hit, so you take 9 slashing damage.
I'm gonna intercept.
Cool.
Regin takes no damage.
Ooh, you take no damage, so I don't need a constitution save.
Uh-huh.
And then Malachi, the one on you. That is 1 hit. nat 1 and then an 18. So you take 8 slashing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw. And also a concentration save.
Ah, fuck. Okay. That's 17 and 12.
Cool. Hey, it doesn't even matter which one is which save because both pass.
Oh, thank God.
So you do not recontract the disease, and you also keep concentration. Wonderful. That's the blades. They are now kind of standing...
He's still over there.
Basically blocking you guys' path. Regin, that is you.
Okie dokie. I am going to cast a lightning bolt.
Delightful. Yeah, I will say you can sort of like shimmy to the side and cast it so it hits. Either, up to you. You can shimmy to the side and cast it so it hits the 3 blades and the amalgamation who are kind of standing right in front of you. Or you can hit any 2 of those guys and the first mate.
Okay.
If you kind of just aim it straight forward.
Perfect. I will yell to Malachi. No, I don't need to yell. You're standing right next to me. Hey, you good to keep on with Necklace, dude?
So far, he's still there.
All right, great. I'm gonna try and mop up this grease spill.
Sounds good to me.
So I'm gonna aim at the blades in the amalgamation.
Cool.
Malachi's got like one golden eye that he's focusing on to locate object.
Cool.
He looks like Cable.
I will roll. Wow. 1 blade passes, but the amalgamation and the other 2 blades fail.
Nice. Okay, that's gonna be...
Actually, hang on. What's your spell save?
15.
Oh, cool. He fails too, even on
Wow.
a natural 15 on the dice, because he's got negative dex. So they all fail.
Alright, that's gonna be 32 lightning damage.
Hell yeah.
Wow. Delightful.
There's our sorcerer.
Okay. The blades look immediately very hurt. The amalgamation is pretty tough, but you still, with this lightning bolt, you sort of like punch a hole through it as you just fry all of these zombies.
I look through the hole towards the boxes where the bitch is hiding.
Anything else, Nani?
I'm gonna bonus action rage.
Delightful. You go into a rage. That is Nurgle's turn, Andy.
Yay.
You can tell that meant I'm still here.
Can he give a hinder action to give someone else disadvantage on something?
No.
Oh, to have a hinder action.
But he can, like, give anyone advantage on the assassin. Like, it can just be whoever attacks next.
Yeah, I'll have him fly down, still sort of, like, flapping above the hole, but he's ready to swoop in and give advantage to someone attacking.
Okay, cool. That is Alden's turn. Alden is going to try and take out these blades. So he will make his attacks. Hey, Malachi, do you want to be moved closer to the assassin? Like, do you want to go after the, or the first mate, I mean? Do you want to be moved closer to the
sure.
first mate?
Would it remove everyone from aura?
Yes.
Because I feel like so long as someone goes after him, I don't mind. I might be a good guy to take hits from the amalgamation.
Regin, do you want to be moved toward the first mate?
No.
Basically, Alden can move someone without opportunity attacks. And currently, the issue preventing you guys from getting to the first mate is the amalgamation and the 3 blades who are still standing in front of you.
He definitely should move someone. I think I would be better off drawing attacks because I'm not good at finding people.
Okay. He can move Nell. They're squishy and do a lot of damage if they can get
I
in
would
melee.
vote to move Nell because Nell also has, like, sneak attack and such.
Move Nurgle.
Nurgle's not in 5 feet, Andy. Okay, cool. So he's gonna go ahead and do a maneuvering attack. He has to hit with this, so let me not get ahead of myself.
I do point Nell out in the correct direction.
Yeah, that hits. So, wow, cool. So you see, Alden and Nell have fought together a lot, and so you see this very kind of like seamless motion as Alden just kind of like grabs the blade. Let me make sure the blade doesn't pop back up immediately. Yeah, grabs the blade and kind of, like, runs it through, and then sort of, like, uses the body of this zombie to basically, like, deflect the others, as Nell just quickly slips behind him and moves toward the first mate. And then Alden will take his second attack on another one of the blades. Delightful. Wow. So true, bestie. I'm rolling well on damage for everyone today.
Exquisite.
But this time, as he kind of like brings his sword down on the second zombie, and you see it drops and then kind of immediately surges back to its feet. But you guys can see that it is like barely hanging on as it sort of like stumbles back up. He also gets a 3 on his D4 for the blue rot, so the effects of the disease are not immediately setting in. Cool. That is going to be these two the bruiser zombies.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Down at the bottom of initiative here.
Put them up.
One of them is also prone and was toward the back of the group, so cannot get to you guys. So he's going to do the same thing and, like, hold a action and back up to kind of protect the first mate. The other one is going to come charging forward and attack Regin. He actually gets 3 attacks. Armor class 16, Regin?
Correct. He can't hurt me.
So just 1 hit, then. You say he can't hit me as 2 fists kind of, like, fly over you, and then the third one just clocks you right in the chin.
Oh no, he figured out that Reagan's short.
You take 9 bludgeoning damage, which for you halves to 4, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. I rolled a 12, which comes to a 17, which comes to plus Malachi.
So 21, you're good.
Yes.
Yeah, you're so fine.
I say, he can hit me, but even if he does, he can't hurt me. Ow.
Cool.
Now there's a man who loves to be hit.
At the bottom of the turn, I need someone to roll a d6 for me.
I love those things.
That's not good.
I rolled a 3. Very middling.
Okay. I need everybody to make me a dexterity saving throw as seaweed starts to lunge up out of the water and try and wrap itself around you guys.
Damn it, Hannah.
Don't worry, everyone. It's tastier than you think.
15. Plus Malachi is 19.
15.
Okay.
14?
Okay. All 3 of you guys and Nell are fine. Alden is restrained again by seaweed as it keeps kind of like wrapping around him.
Dude, does weird sea creatures just like you? Like, Finn, do you like Alden?
I don't know. I promise I'm not doing this on purpose.
I sniff Alden, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not getting anything.
Delightful. That was initiative count 0. We're back now to the top of the round. Nell will go ahead and do what they were put in this position for, and they're going to go attack the assassin. They do have disadvantage on these, but Nurgle...
So it cancels out anyways, because Nurgle's helping.
Nurgle was giving advantage, so the first attack cancels out, but I still don't think they have a way to get sneak attack, because you need to either have an ally within 5 feet, or you need to have advantage on the attack roll, and I don't think they have a way to get themselves...
Is Nurgle an ally?
Huh, okay. Nurgle does count as an ally for the purposes of sneak attack.
Wow!
Yeah, he just flies over there.
Yeah, I think this all checks out. So... If they hit with their first attack, which they're rolling flat, then they get sneak attack on it. If they only hit with their second attack, they don't.
Okay.
Yay. There's a 19 to hit, which does it, so that deals... Nice. 19 damage. The first mate is looking pretty fucked up. They'll go ahead and take their second attack, which they do get disadvantage on. That won't hit.
Even though they already know where it is now?
Yeah, because it still, like, has the hidden condition applied to it, which is it's not the most elegant thing in the world, but take it up with Wizards of the Coast, not me.
I will. This doesn't make sense in my theater of the mind.
God damn it, Jeremy Crawford. Yeah, the first mate is looking pretty fucked up. They do take, I realize, the held attack actions of the blade and the brawler. So that's... Oh, but a nat 1 from the blade, and the brawler will hit for only 6 damage. And you see the effects of the blue rot are not setting in on Nell yet either.
Nice.
Now it's the first mate's turn. It's going to try and drop Nell if it can. So we'll take its first attack with advantage from still being hidden, and then will no longer be considered hidden. Wow, misses even with advantage.
Wow.
That's
So
nice.
true, bestie.
Second attack hits, though. So that's 14, some of which is poison. Actually, and Nell will uncanny dodge that, so they only take 7. Cool. And then the assassin is going to attempt to hide again.
Bitch.
Ooh! Great news! 2 on the dice.
Yay!
So it's actually not hidden from any of you. You can all see the first mate kind of like stabs Nell with their dagger, and then he tries to like stumble back and hide behind the boxes, but just kind of ends up like standing behind this sort of rotted pillar,
We can see you.
not hiding effectively at all.
He's wearing a big captain's hat and it pokes out.
Finn, that is your turn.
Okay, so the amalgamation, does it look like Regin took most of the fight out of it, or does it still seem pretty sturdy?
Oh no, it's pretty sturdy.
All right, I'm going to cast Polymorph on it.
Okay. What do I need to do?
Give me a wisdom save.
Okay. Surprisingly, this guy actually has a good
Oh.
What?
whiz save.
He's a zombie.
Well, I guess he's got a lot of minds working at once.
That's a 16.
Yeah, that's my DC.
So sorry. By 1.
Oh.
You see for a second the form like flickers as you try to...
A shell appears.
Yeah, briefly a shell appears. But this thing is just sort of there's too much going on. And its form remains a monster.
I was gonna turn you into a fish so you could have one more hour of enjoyment of life.
Oh.
But now, I'm just gonna hit you with a tentacle.
Okay.
13 to hit?
Does not hit.
Man,
This fucking thing.
Finn just takes a second to think about how this day is going.
Okay. That's your turn. It is now the amalgamation's turn. Let's see if it recharges its ink cloud.
I hope not.
Wow! Great news. It does.
Hannah.
So, it is going to breathe ink again. Make me Constitution saving throws.
16.
Nat 1 comes to a 9.
Oh, boy.
Comes to a 10, sorry.
23.
And Alden passes as well. So let's see what I roll here. Probably he's down anyway, but let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 24 to Regin, 12 to the rest of you. Alden is down. I believe the rest of you are still up?
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow, this sucks.
But you guys are still standing. Most of you are still standing. And this thing doesn't have another attack. It just continues leering down at you.
You suck.
Finn is just shaking in disgust at being covered in this gross stuff, which is totally different than the cool black slime that he spat out. And he's going to cast Hellish Rebuke.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Cool.
As just suddenly a cloud of super hot steam rises up out of the water at the amalgamation's feet. And I need a dexterity save.
8.
That's a fail. Let's roll, baby. And he takes 29 fire damage.
Woo!
Woo, my goodness. Okay, cool. He's looking still around and still definitely standing, not bloodied, but definitely has taken these hits. Delightful.
Now you'd better not do a steam thing on your turn, all right?
Malachi, now it's your turn.
All right, I don't want that guy to kill Nell also, so I'm going to ignore the amalgamation for now, since it's being handled effectively.
Hopefully.
Hey, are the bruiser and the blade standing close to the first mate?
Yes.
Like, within melee range?
Yeah, like they're in order to attack Nell, they would have to be. So like the 3 of them are kind of together.
Could I get them in a 5-foot radius without getting Nell?
If it's Moonbeam, yes, you can get the 3 of them without getting Nell.
Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Is
Cool.
I cast Moonbeam down on those 3, avoiding Nell.
Delightful. And Moonbeam's radiant. Wow, great spell to use right now. Okay, what do I need to do?
Con save.
Okay. The first mate, unfortunately, crits,
Ah.
but the other two both fail.
Okay, well, they still take half.
Cool.
Oh, and I rolled really well. Okay. 17 damage to the two who failed, and half that for the first mate.
Nice.
And also that means that they're in light, so I don't know how well they could try to hide on their next turn if they tried.
Yeah. Cool. The first mate is still standing, but barely. The other two look pretty fucked up. The bruisers are pretty strong,
Yeah.
but they definitely did not like taking that damage. Delightful. Malachi, do you have anything else?
I will stay within aura range of my buddies.
Okay. Now the blades are going to go. The one that is backed by Nell is going to attack them. 1 hit. They take 7 slashing damage. The ones that are up here, I actually think are both going to attack Regin.
Yeah, it's fair.
So that's 1 hit from the first guy. Regin, you take 9 slashing damage, halved to 5, or half to 4, actually. And, wow, and the second guy doesn't hit at all, so I only need 1 constitution save from you.
No, you don't, because
Regin, you're not down because I'm intercepting.
Oh, okay.
So I intercept, and with my roll that came to, I believe, a 7, which was more than the total damage he took.
Okay, so this one blade kind of comes at Regin. Malachi, you stick your great axe in front of it and deflect it, so because you take no damage, I don't need the con save. Regin, you're still standing.
Oh!
Regin, that's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna bonus action drink my potion,
Nice.
Delightful.
because I'm realizing that I am quite unwell. Feeling really shitty, boys, so... 13. I regained 13. I'm up and I'm raging, and I am gonna go after the closest close guy.
Yeah.
Do you want to go after? So you've got 2 blades, one of which is on extremely low HP, and one is pretty low HP. And then you've got the amalgamation.
I'm gonna go for the pretty low guy.
Okay.
That'll hit. I rolled an 18.
Delightful.
And I'm gonna expend one of my maneuvers on this, too.
Ooh.
Baby.
Gonna be 10 damage.
Nice.
And I need a whiz save, please.
Okay. Fails the whiz save
Alright.
Nice.
with a modified 0.
Nice.
It's frightened of me.
Delightful. It is definitely frightened of you. Anything else, Nani?
Nar.
Cool. Andy, Nurgle?
Same drill. He's ready to give someone advantage on an attack.
Okay. Alden will make a death save.
Oh, shit.
Can Nurgle give him advantage on that?
No.
Nurgle's pecking him to bring him back to life.
Nurgle knows CPR.
Okay. That is a 7. He's at 1 fail.
Ruh-roh.
Had the classic rolling a 7 on a death save feeling where for a split second you think it's a 1. But then there's relief when it's only a 7. The bruisers are gonna go, so that's the one that's backed by Nell is going to attack them. 2 hits. They take... Ooh, that's nice. Only 9 damage from the 2 attacks together. And then the other one is going to attack...
Attack me. I attacked your leader.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Try and hit me. Just try.
It's gonna try. It's gonna. Wow. Does a 17 doesn't hit, right?
No! Haha!
Cool, so they all miss. That's
Foiled again!
comes to a 6, a 7, and a 17.
Oh, that rules.
So you say just try, and all of their fists glance off your armor.
Try harder.
Okay.
Can we say that one of them punches him like right in the chest, but it's a fist hitting metal, so he's just like,
Yeah.
Youch!
Yeah. These
and
zombies
shakes his hand out.
who have mostly been kind of like just kind of silent and creepy. This one says youch. Shakes out his fist.
That's smart!
Okay. End of the round. Will somebody roll another d6 for me?
5.
Ooh. I need whiz saves from everybody.
Come on.
I guess not from Alden, who is down.
14.
21.
A 16.
Hey, delightful. All of you pass, and Nell also passes. You guys briefly, for a moment, begin to feel like water is filling your lungs.
Awesome!
And in a bad way, let me be clear. You get to feel like water is filling your lungs, but you manage to kind of like shrug it off and avoid the effects of this.
Aww.
Okay.
It was nice while it lasted.
Finn, you can literally just do that anytime. You don't need to be disappointed.
I know, but I can't do it right now. I'm busy.
You can put some inside your own lungs right now if you wanted.
Top of the round, Nell is on 8 hit points, but the assassin is kind of stuck, or the first mate is stuck in this moonbeam. They are going to go ahead and make an attack. They get advantage on the first one because of Nurgle, so they will get sneak attack if they hit with this. Not a great roll, but they have enough of a bonus to it, and the armor class is low enough that it does hit. So that's... Cool. They do a lot of damage. Yeah. 18 damage. So, Nell does 18 damage, which is enough to knock the assassin to 0.
Nice.
The assassin does get to make a con save to see if it pops back up. Let me see how that goes.
I shout to break his concentration.
This is because the undead fortitude is based how much damage was dealt. This is a DC 23 con save, which
yeah.
The first mate does have a +5 to, so this is possible for it. But oh my god. 21, which fails. So just barely, you see Nell manages to just decapitate the first mate. And
yeah, grab that necklace.
yeah, you yell this, Malachi, and they kind of like swoop down and grab the necklace easily because the first mate no longer has a head, and hold it up.
Can it be a cool thing where they like go in with their knife and they behead him, and then in one fell swoop, as they're beheading, they snag the necklace cord and yoink it?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happens. And as they grab the necklace, you see all of the other zombies kind of like turn to look at them and freeze, including the amalgamation. Everything just kind of stops, and Nell is just like,
resist the power, Nell! Don't give in!
I don't intend to. Well, I don't think I can do anything with this. I think they're just
Fight
standing.
it, Nell! No, we're your friends, remember!
Finn, there's nothing to fight. I'm just holding this.
Oh, God!
Can you tell them to go away?
I don't know if I have that much control over them, but I don't think they're attacking right now.
I wave my hand in front of the amalgamation's face.
They're going to kind of test the hypothesis by backing away from the other 2 zombies who don't take opportunity attacks. They just keep kind of standing there. You wave your hand in front of the amalgamation's face. It doesn't react to you, Finn. So, we can sort of stay in initiative. Alden's still down. So the assassin's turn passes. Finn, it's your turn.
Is Malachi, like, right here also with us?
Yeah, I'm with you guys.
Basically, should I feed Alden a potion or just wait for you to heal him 5 seconds later?
Let's keep the potions. I can cast a spell on him.
I want to do it. I want to heal him.
You can also heal him. He's gonna need a lot.
All right, then I am not going to do anything.
Okay. You kind of...
Actually, no. I cast Shape Water and use it to freeze the water in a circle around the amalgamation just in case he wakes up.
Nice.
So he might
Cool.
slip and fall.
You do that. It gets to the amalgamation's turn. It's just kind of swaying there. Doesn't even recharge its ink cloud, even if it was going to take a turn. It's just kind of swaying there, not moving. Malachi, that's you.
I could move my moonbeam, but if they're not attacking us at the moment, I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I guess I will just bring him up, and Regin, I'll have you take care of more of that, but I'm going to use aid, so I'm also going to give 5 to Nell and to Finn, since they're the lowest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So everyone's up with 5.
Cool. Alden kind of wakes up from where he was lying on the ground, still with the seaweed kind of like draped over him. The blades go on their turn. The one that's scared of Regin is like kind of especially leaning away from Regin, but other than that, they don't take an action. Regin, that's you.
Yeah, everybody's stable. Everybody's good for now. Can I free Alden from the seaweed?
Yeah, you kind of like move the seaweed aside and help him up.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give my sweet healing magic.
Okay.
Oof. Bad roll. He gets back 6.
Okay. He's in double digits now.
Oh, I did end my rage, incidentally.
Cool. Your rage ends.
And is replaced instead with tender, loving concern.
Yeah, it's true. The sort of like battle adrenaline sort of like leaves your eyes as you're casting this healing spell as you kind of help Alden to his feet. He like looks around at the zombies and the situation and is like, thanks, and then calls to Nell like, are we good? As it gets around back to Nell's turn,
Remember, it's Alden. Nell, Alden's your friend.
I just think there's no mind control happening here. They do make, like, an Arcana check, basically, on the medallion. And they're like, okay, as long as I'm holding this, they're not attacking us right now. The situation is diffused, but we should go, upstairs, I think. I don't think we want to stay in this room for very long.
Yeah.
And they'll sort of, like, move back and basically start, like, climbing up through the boxes back up to the deck. Do you guys follow?
Yeah, I think we all go up.
Okay. The 5 of you kind of emerge onto the deck, and you see, standing on the beach, kind of looking toward you, is the figure of the woman with her long, kind of flowing dress, one hand on her necklace, her other hand outstretched, clearly waiting to see what you're going to do. And I think that's where we will end our session for tonight. And then we will pick up. We'll pick up on whatever you would like to do with the necklace and the woman next time.
What would I like to do with the woman?
Take her out to dinner.
I was thinking maybe coffee.
Wow.
A movie.
I would like to give her boyfriend's necklace and then help her give him a proper burial.
Wow. It's a weird first date, Malachi.
But you wouldn't believe how many women she meets that have dead ex-boyfriends and cursed necklaces. It's a hit.
Maybe this is how Malachi finds out he's gay.
Madam, you're gorgeous, but I'm more interested in this corpse.
No! Not that way.
Wait, what did you mean then?
He never actually wants to go on a date. He always just wants to help them put their loved ones to rest or do whatever fucking task they need.
True. Yeah, I've been seeing this guy. We get along great, but he always just wants to do quests.
He always just wants to return their fancy hat or return their boyfriend to the grave or
return the slab.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed that, which we hope you did, you can find us other places on the internet. We are at Ship of Fools Cast on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. And you can also find us over on Patreon at patreon.com/shipoffools for lots of fun bonus content. We'll have our after show, The Mud Bath, where we sit in a mud bath and talk about the events of the episode. Comes out on the opposite Tuesdays from the episodes, so that'll be next week. Plus, you could go back and listen to the old ones. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, as we like to say.
If you still like the sound of our voices.
Do we like to say
that? We should like to say it, I think.
Yeah, you know what? Whatever.
And also, rate and review us. We haven't said that in a while. But
yeah.
Do it.
That would be nice. Do it.
Keep us #1 comedy podcast in Ireland.
We were never #1.
We could be.
Make us
with your
#1
help.
comedy podcast in Ireland. As usual, we have some people we need to thank. Thank you so much to Theo Golden for our beautiful logo art. You can find him at tgoldenart on Instagram. And thank you to Lucas Mangold for our theme music. You can contact him at lucascarlmusic@gmail.com for all of your music needs.
That's Carl with a K.
Sure is.
I hit it that time.
You did.
I never hit it.
The high note's a new addition, though.
I've always been too scared.
You can find us back with our next episode on June 7th. And until then, we will see you on the open seas. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. brawler. Are they called brawlers or bruisers?
I've said both. They're called aesthetics in the book, but I've renamed
That's okay.
them.
I like brawlers and bruisers both better than aesthetics.
Sorry, they're called aesthetics?
They're like, so they're monk guys.
Oh.
So it's the
like
I
ascetics.
see.
yeah, aesthetic. Yeah.
like Siddhartha.
These zombies eschew intelligence.